Alright, welcome back to class. Like I said in the previous section, we're going to review some further information about ClassicCraft and look at how it's going to help us in successfully implementing this system for ClassicCraft. Now, look at the sales policy. ClassicCraft sales terms are net 30 days. That means anything you're buying that you're not paying immediately, you have 30 days to pay, unless otherwise stated. So that is how the sales operations of Cassie is done. Now, shipping is available for a fee. Discount are offered occasionally. ClassicCraft requires a 50% deposit on all custom art sales. This is self-explanatory. Track the quantity and price rate for all sales. Track inventory quantity on hand for the art print. So those are some of the things we need to be considering. Now, on the part of the expense, ClassicCraft wants to use purchase orders. So make sure that we are going to make sure that purchase order is checked, and we have already set up that already. So at the end of this class, I will try and show you an overview of how QuickBooks Online looks like. Okay, that will be actually exclusive for people in this class, because the information in that company are real, even though there are some things I may try to hide, but the information in that company are real. I'll just try to review what the company is or how QuickBooks Online works. Okay, that is what I will do. So let's go ahead. Now, other advanced settings, this is actually also for people that are using QuickBooks Online. So ClassicCraft is a calendar year taxpayer. That means a full year taxpayer, January to December. Okay, the first month of the fiscal year is January. We have already set that up using the tax on sole proprietorship from 1040. Do not use account numbers. Yes, we do not use account numbers. If you want to use account numbers, you can go. Account numbers are like tracking code. That's the account names, or instead of using names, you are using code to track the account. Like this from 1005 and 1040 is a code, it's an account. So once you say from 1040, everybody knows it's a sole proprietorship form. All right, so do not track classes or track locations. So we don't track classes here. So if you want to, I'll also show you, as time goes on, I'll also show you how to track item by class. So sales by class, like let's say you have different business units. What it means by class is, let's say you have different business units and you want to track the sales and the expenses as is coming from all these units. So you can just use class to track those items. Okay, so let's go ahead and say set up and edit chart of account. So let's go ahead and see. This is what we're going to be doing in this section. Very important. So like I said, once you finish setting up your account, once you finish setting up your QuickBooks account, the next thing you're going to do is to set up your chart of account. So this is a must do, and I always advise that you should have this laid out just the way it is laid out in this class, so that when you are implementing, it will be easier for you to just be picking and be entering them in the relevant places. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing. I won't be posting this video and after adding one item I'll pause and add. No, I want to be doing it, you are seeing it, so that if I make any mistake and I'm correcting that mistake, you will also be following and you'll be seeing the mistakes I am making and how I am correcting those mistakes. So it may get boring, it may get tiring. I'm just trying to let you know, because when I will start adding these items one by one, trying to just make sure that you get everything in details as I am doing it. So you just have to follow through. You just have to follow me through the way I'm doing it. It's going to be boring. It's going to be tiring. In fact, you will feel like fast forwarding it, but I will advise you follow it the way I am doing it, because you don't know where I will make mistake or where I will make some changes. I may not even say anything about that, or you just skip that place, and unfortunately for you, you may encounter that problem, but you have not come across it. So I believe that there is a problem that exists everywhere, and there's a solution to that your problem somewhere. It's just that you have not paid attention well to actually know where to get your problem solved. So that is another thing we have to pay attention to. So follow me through as I add this chart of account step by step. do not skip. Okay, so the first chart of account we are going to be adding is the bank account. We're going to start with the bank name. So open your QuickBooks again. All right, this is the information, the windows that display once we do the setup. So we can just go ahead and close this and also close this. So once you're done, you can see this is a guide, a user guide for you that welcome to QuickBooks. If you're new, you go through it, it will direct you or tell you whatever you need to know. All right, so let's go to our chart of account. Like I said, you can get your chart of account in two places. You can use Ctrl A to open your chart of account, or you come to accountant here and click chart of account, or you also come to your company here and you will see chart of account. Okay, or you can just use the chart of account here. So it's basically the same thing. First of all, I won't be editing any account yet. I'll just add the ones I need to add, and later I will edit the ones I need to edit. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what do we have. We have our bank account. So our bank account is the first thing we're going to do. Like I said, you can right click any of the account and click on new account, or you can come down here and click new account. All right, so our bank account, so you just select bank, click on this. Once you do that, you have this. What's the name of the account? That's the name of the account. So you can choose to add the account number, the 4-digit number of that account at the end of the account, or you can choose to do that in case you have different accounts or different banks, or you can choose to use the accounts, the bank name as an initial, then you put the account number at the end, or the account initials at the end. Okay, and the 4 last digit numbers at the end. So that is just how to set up a bank account in QuickBooks. So but here we are using QuickBooks Bank. So once you are done with that, just put description if you want to know. If you want to make it a sub account of any account, you can choose to make it that. But this is actually very important for people. The sub account is actually very important for organizations that have a line of banks, a pile of banks. You want to know, okay, these accounts under the bank, we have so we have a list of these accounts under it. So you don't have accounts lying on their own, so you just have to make it, or it's a kind of grouping the accounts together. Okay, that is just what it means. So once you're done with that, you can click on save. So I'll click on save and new. I'll click on save and new because I'll be adding a couple of accounts. So I'll also add this refundable deposit. So if you look here, we have what is called detail. Now the type of account we already know is bank account for what the one we have created. Now the detail type. Now the detail type is an option you will see in QuickBooks Online. So when you check the detail type, so you will always have this option detail type. So you can check for bank, you can check checking. For refundable deposit, you can say other asset. Even though here we have other asset, you can just go ahead and click account type. You can say our account type is other current asset. Yes, other current asset. So that is what you have. So the account name is going to be this. The account name is going to be this. We click on save and new. Once you are done with that, you go ahead again. Add display. Add display is an asset. You can see it's a fixed asset, and the detail type is a furnitures and fittings. Okay, furnitures and fittings. So add display is a fixed asset. So it's a fixed asset. So it's a fixed asset. So we select fixed asset. Now you can use this one. You can use this as a description. You can use this as a description. Go ahead and save and new. I'm using save and new because I don't want to close this window and reopen it again. That is why I'm using save and close, save and new, so that I can continue on that type. So we have the consignment payable. This is the amount of money we are owing our from our consignment sales. That's the money we're going to pay to other people that display their artworks in our shops or in Cassie shop. Actually, we're dealing with Cassie, so it's in Cassie shop. So it's a what is it? Other current liabilities. So it's going to be under other current liabilities. Other current liabilities. So you go ahead, the description, you can use other current liabilities as a description. You can use this as a description. Go ahead. So once you're done, you can click on save and new. We have add sales, which is going to be our sales. Right, in this case, I already have an income account named sales. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out from here. So this account that I have as sales, I'll just go ahead and edit. That. Then I'll click on save and close. So once I'm done with that, what I will do again is come back here, because this account now the description on the account is sales of product. Now that's the description, but in the detail type, especially for those that are going to be using QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online, the description type for this is going to be sales of product income, right? Sales of product income. So let's see if I want to edit and add that as a description. Yes, I'm going to add that as a description. So close. Now, so we have under this account now, that is where we have other accounts. So other accounts are going to lie as a sub account of art sales, right? So we have the original artwork. The original artwork is going to be a sub account of other art sales. So just add new account. Say it's an income account, click this. So when you do that, you add the name. So it's going to be a sub account of art sales. So it's going to be a sub account of art sales. There's something I always like to do. Like all these head accounts, I like to put them in capital letter. I want them to be in a block later. So I'm going to edit that art sales account later into a block text. So I'm going to leave it in a block text. So also going to be, the description is going to be sales of product income. So it's an income account. We have print sales. A sub account of art sales. Click save and new. We have custom art sales. We have custom art sales. It's also going to be a sub account of art sales. Once we're done with that, so we have consignment income. That is the 25% we are going to be receiving from our friends that displayed their art. So this is an independent account. It's a service fee account. That's a kind of our other income. It's independent of other income, so it's going to go there. Service fee. We have group art class too is an income account. Group art classes is an income account, so it's also a service income art. So go ahead and say save and new. So we have now this is printing and reproduction expenses. This is a cost of sales. Supply of material, we have this. So the description is going to supply and material cost of sales. So this is our cost of sales. Remember to change it to cost of sales. Cost of sales is an independent account on its own. So we have this art supplies expense. So this one is an expense. So what is the description? We can say art supplies and materials. We are using this, that's the description. So we go ahead. We have shipping expense. Okay, let me just save it. I'll delete it. I wanted to edit the account on delivery to shipping expense, but let me just put this. So let me say, what do we have? Shipping freight and delivery. So let's go ahead, add this new. So we have gain on sales of PPA. Gain on sales of PPE. Gain on sales of PPE is other income and it's a miscellaneous income. Gain on sales of PPE, other income. Gains on sales of PPE. Click on new. So we have also loss on sales of PPE. Now, at some point I was thinking that this account, that there's a mistake. I was thinking there's a mistake here where we have loss on sales of PPE and also the account side is other income. I was thinking, okay, since it's a loss, why not be other expense? Well, you can be right, I can be right, they can be right also, depending on the angle you are coming from. Remember that all income accounts are credit transactions, and all expense accounts are debit items. Now, it is possible that they want to use the same account to track both the earnings, both the gain and the loss. So that means this is going to the credit, as this one is going to the credit side, this one will be going to the debit side. So it is possible, but what I don't understand is why not just leave it. But either way, I prefer to do it like this. I prefer to say, okay, since it's an other expense, it's a loss, let it be a lost account. So let it be a lost account. So it's going to be other miscellaneous expenses. Okay, expenses. So that's the changes I have made to that. But you can choose to leave it like that and it will still give you the same effect at the end of the day. So let's go ahead. So what do you have next? So here we are just going to make some changes. So if you see, we are going to change the owner's drawings, which is to owner's contribution. Owner's drawings to owner's contribution. So close this. So we have let's look at it as an equity account. So owner's drawings, we are going to change it to equity, owner's contribution. That's owner's contribution. What is the description? Owner's equity. Let's just use this as owner's equity. Let me use it as owner's equity. So let's go ahead. So which other account are we editing? We have building and property rent. So we can just change it to rent. We have rent already in the system, so we don't need to change it. So what we have here is rent expenses. So we have rent expenses and we can just add this as a description. You can just add this as description. So we go ahead. Go ahead and say, go ahead and edit that. Go ahead and edit that. So we want to do that, click on save and close. So we have office expense. We are going to change it to office supplies expense. So we have office supplies. We are going to change it to office supply expense. So what is the description? The description is office and general administrative expense. Office and general administrative expense. So when we have implemented all these changes, and we have created all the charts of accounts, we can see we have other charts of accounts. So here they say make the purchases account inactive. Do we have anything like purchases account? Of course, we filter out some of those things. So we don't have anything like purchases account. So I'll go ahead and start deleting those accounts that we don't need. So like this depreciation, accumulated depreciation, I'll just go ahead and delete it. The reason why it's easier to delete like this because it's not tied to any transaction. So this I'll also delete. Okay, let's go ahead and see what do we have. This written reproduction expense, we have it. Now these two I I will edit this later because I think we have an account that is associated to this. So what I will do is to make this account a sub account under utility. So under utility, I'll make it a sub account under utility. Okay, so we have this. I will delete. Yeah, this was what I wanted to change as a shipping, but I have already done that. I'll just delete this account. So bank charges, bank service charges, I will leave it. Even though it is not in our manual. I will leave that. So we have shipping expenses, rent expenses, office and supply expense, bank charges, ads, supply expense. We have printing and reproduction. We have this. So every other account here is an account that we need or we created. So these two, I will have to delete this. So these are the accounts we need for this business. So it is also advisable that accounts that are not relevant to your operation, you don't need to import them. So if you don't need it, if you're not using it for anything, delete it or you hide it. It's easier to delete account in QuickBooks Desktop than to delete in QuickBooks Online. Now why? QuickBooks Online, you can only make, there are accounts you can, in fact, I don't think you can delete any account at all. Any account you don't want, you will just make it inactive. It will not appear in your account. Okay, any account that you don't want, it will just make it inactive. It will just disappear. So it is also possible to make an account inactive here. So once you click on the account, you come to activities. When you come to activities, you come to account, you can make the account inactive. Right, once you make it inactive, it will just disappear there. So that is just how to create QuickBooks or chart of accounts in QuickBooks. So let's see, what do we have next? Now remember, I said that anywhere you see blue highlighted text like this, it means pay attention. So here they say the opening balance of equity account balance must always equal to 0. That's the opening balance must always equal to 0. When do you use opening balance? You use only opening balance only when a business has been in existence for a period of time. But remember that this person is just starting business, so the opening balance must always be 0. So what you are having is just the contributions he made to the business. Okay, that is what you will always have at the beginning of the year. So it must always equal to 0. Whenever the opening balance equity account has a balance other than 0, prepare a journal to eliminate its balance and credit the appropriate account, which in this case will likely be owner's investment or owner's contribution account. Okay, so that is it. So in the next section, what we'll be doing, we'll be looking at how to set up our tax